Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode, or whatever you want to call, of Basketball Report. And we're back with previews for the upcoming, for the teams for the upcoming season. And today we're at the, Lakers. So yeah, you can start.
So obviously today we're doing a little bit Los Angeles Lakers. Just gonna be looking at what our other teams looking for the season coming up. Expectations and just general what's the vibe, what's the cap space like, is there any space to make moves, and what's the general consensus around this team. So obviously let's start off by saying they had a very busy off season.
Yeah.
Obviously the big Russ trade, and they brought in Carmelo, they brought in DeAndre Jordan, they brought in Wayne Ellington, Chris Dunn, Dwight Howard brought back as well, Rajon Rondo. The list goes on of all the players who they Trevor Ariza. The list goes on of all the players they brought in on 1 year contracts, signing them on veterans minimum. So first of all, this team's too old.
I think that's the biggest first thing. Yeah, they're too old. I think they average about, I don't know.
Obviously take out Horton Tucker and the rookies they acquired this season, then obviously the team average is something like 33, 34
years of age.
Half of the team basically the starting five, and then their bench, they can make a team of all players over like 32 years old. So very old. And also another thing, injuries. AD missed a couple of games last season. LeBron missed a couple of games last season. Russ as well. Obviously, Carmelo Anthony's getting older. Dwight Howard. Look.
DeAndre Jordan also.
Yeah, go back 5 years. Sure.
Wow.
One of the best teams ever. Yeah. On paper, this is one of the best teams ever. But NBA games aren't played on paper. They're played on the court. Obviously, chemistry is another thing to look at. How's this team going to perform? Players like Rajon Rondo, Russ, they don't like each other. They've got beef. Russ and other players as well on the roster, big attitudes, a lot of egos.
Yeah, no, and the thing about how the Lakers play, or actually how LeBron likes to play, is he wants to take the ball up court.
He wants to facilitate.
He wants to facilitate all that stuff. And we have talked extensively about all the possibilities this team has. And yes, if it works, you can look at the championship team here. But it's also like with the Nets video we did. The chance of this being successful isn't that large if you look realistically.
If you look at your risk reward situation.
Like Christian said, the injuries is a big risk. We know Anthony Davis is just injury prone, and that's one thing.
That's one thing to take consideration. Obviously, they traded for him knowing he already had an injury history at the Pelicans. So obviously his first season pretty solid. He stayed healthy, which really helped the team out a lot. But then last season, obviously, missed a couple of games regular season, missed a couple of games
playoffs
in the postseason, LeBron as well. So, maybe injuries can help them out. Let's say, for example, one or two guys picks up an injury. This may actually work to the benefit of the team, but that would obviously depend who the injuries are too. Obviously, I do feel like the combination between Russ and AD could be a good one if you have a lot of shooting around the team. And speaking of shooting, major problem for this team.
Three-point shooting. One thing they don't have. Defensively,
I think they're defensively pretty strong. Obviously, a guy like Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, Russ is a good perimeter defender as well. But also brought in Kendrick Nunn. Rondo's also a good defender. So I think defensively, if this team can limit an offensive team, they'll definitely stand a chance to win. Obviously, they've got a lot of offensive firepower, but they got more paint-orientated firepower. Players like LeBron James, he likes to drive to the rim. Russ as well.
Also.
And then Anthony Davis also likes that. And then the major problem is what's the starting five going to be?
Because
play AD at center.
Yeah, because Carmelo.
They're going to start Melo.
Because he wants to start. We all know this. Carmelo doesn't want to sit on the bench.
He doesn't want to play
a problem. He has a problem with it. Yeah, it's a difficult. like I said also, if it works, it's going to work really well. But the thing is, I think if LeBron lets Russ or Rondo, whoever starts, take up the ball, I think the team is going to work better because, you know, LeBron isn't a point guard. He is a small forward. And, yeah, I just think it's not, the structure needs to be in place for the team to win.
Yeah, so it's going to be it's going to be interesting to see how the team's going to play. Obviously, depending on the teams they will face, but I do think like there's a congested paint at this stage.
Yeah,
definitely. The paint area is going to be way too crowded for the Lakers to try and do anything, unless, of course, unless, of course, they're just so good defensively that they can just limit the team so much and that would ensure them. Because obviously, if you play to all of these individual guys' strengths, like I said, you've got a fantastic team. But taking into consideration that none of the starting five has ever been known for good three-point shooting. Melo, known for his long twos. AD is a good three-point shooter for his length, but that's it. Russ has always been inconsistent three-point shooting. LeBron as well.
Dwight,
it's just not.
Dwight can even shoot.
Dwight made like 2 threes in his whole career. So you can't really start a player like Dwight Howard. And also, I don't think Dwight Howard and AD really like each other, to be frank.
Yeah, I would say the Lakers, I think they have 3 big problems. And that is, the first one is obviously age and injuries. Injuries, and then offensively. Because, like, the free-pointing, like you said, isn't good.
Shooting in general
isn't good on the team. They traded away most of their decent shooters. I think looking at the teams in the West, they're going to face like the Suns, like the Jazz, like the Mavs, Clippers.
What if a guy like Klay Thompson's back as well?
We're looking here at
a lot of three-point shooting.
And the thing is, they're not going to score we can see centers and power forwards are getting really better. Like the couple of years it was it's always been the MVPs. The MVPs were centers and Giannis is a power forward.
Yeah, he's a power forward. But still, 7 foot like players.
Yeah, 7 foot that can shoot and also like this team likes to drive to the rim and the defensive, I think, it's going to be.
I think at this stage, the only way to maybe resolve the issue is to not take your best starting 5, rather selectively play players.
Rotating.
If they have a good squad rotation, let's say for example they play a lot of minutes, Malik Monk, Trevor Ariza, and like say Wharton Tucker with Russ. Just to have a little bit of more perimeter shooting, and then you can keep your combination of LeBron and AD, how the Lakers have been playing this past couple of seasons. But still, then you also got players like the Andre Jordan. I mean, this list is just...
I think if they keep the rotation, but I would play Russ with AD, just because I think that Russ is...
They complement each other's playing style, and Russ has always played well with like a guy with Kevin Durant, who's a little bit taller. But I mean, looking at the expectation for this team, to be realistically, I think this team would be good, but just due to the fact that they have a lot of individual brilliance, and I think the team would only be good to an extent until the chemistry issues start to happen. So it's very difficult to place this team. They can either be 1 or they can be like 10. To be honest. Someone's going to take it. Someone this season is going to take it. I don't know if it's going to be LeBron, Russ, or AD, but one of those 3 guys is going to lose their superstar status after this.
I would rank them. It's difficult, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt. I would give them like 4th.
No,
I don't think they're going to go past the Jazz. The Jazz, yes, the Jazz struggled in playoffs, but the Jazz as a team is just really, their chemistry is just on another level.
I mean, obviously
And,
not looking at the roster, just looking at everything
team.
and all.
Yeah,
I don't even think we're top 3 team in their not the conference, in the division.
division,
The
yeah.
Suns, Golden State Warriors, Clippers.
Yeah.
Arguably, they've got the thing sorted out. Obviously, there's a lot of question marks with Golden State Warriors, but the Suns are going to be good this season, and the Lakers are going to play against the Suns a lot. And I do think this team is going to be a difficult team to beat on the day. But I just think internally, this team is going to self-destruct. You know, the biggest problem for the Lakers at this stage is the Lakers, not any other team.
Yeah.
They're literally staying in their own way. If I would be put in the GM position, I would make a lot of trades and acquire a lot of 3-point shooting and keep my core of Russ and AD, and possibly ship out LeBron. But that's just my opinion. Now a lot of people would disagree. Obviously, you can also ship out Russ for more shooting, or even ship out AD, keep the combination of LeBron and Russ. Yeah, that's just our opinion.
And unluckily for LeBron, there is going to be a bubble, so
he's gonna have to bring his.
And he's gonna have to stop them playing like a little bitch and start carrying his team if he wants to.
Yeah, if he wants to
be the GOAT.
But
anyway, we will see. Too many, I think, egos, and age, and shooting. There isn't any. So we'll see what happens. But if it works, it's going to work. And the probability for that is quite low. But we will see.
So leave your comments down below what you think. I personally think rebuild in 2 to 3 years time. But I mean, share your thoughts. Remember to like and subscribe. And thanks for watching.
And as always,
hit that jumper.
Away.